on our journey to find the worst Terraria content mods, we run into the Exodus mod, which is known to have a whole lot of content but still be a whole load of nothing. Let's hop in the game and check out how bad it really is. We are here checking out another one of potentially one of the worst Terraria mods ever. Sorta a series now with us checking out the Tremor mod in the previous video. Again, now these aren't the worst mods in the terms of like it's a mod that just breaks your game or something, or there's zero effort or quality put into it. Well, there might be, but bigger content mods that people had a lot of respect for, either because they looked like it was going to be really good or other things like that. And that's where sort of these mods fall into place. We have the Exodus mod, which if I scroll down the items here, just look at this, it just keeps on going. Oh my god, when is it gonna stop? This is a mod that I always hear people bring up when they say, you know, worst Terraria mods. People definitely have this mod over Tremor, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't think I saw that many problems with the Exodus mod itself, but that's because I haven't really touched it as much as I touched Tremor. Pause. That sounds weird. Look at this mount. This is a sick mount. You know I love mushroom things. But yeah, let's get into it. Let's look at the boss checklist and see what creatures and critters are in this mod. We got Abomination before the King Slime and I. Look at Big Bro right here. Get out of here. Now, I think I remember this boss fight. I think I remember it being pretty bad. Let's bring him in. Abomination, health bar big as hell. Where's bro at? Ew. Nasty looking zombie. Go ahead, show me what you got. The enemy we just killed dropped his shaft, and I'm gonna use it. Let's see what the shaft is popping with. Okay, a little bouncy type weapon. So every time we do damage to bro, he spawns in little enemies. Now the thing is, this low-key looks familiar to a very certain and big mod, aka the Thorium mod, which has a similar mini boss in it called Patchwork, who might do the exact same thing, like drop in and spawn in enemies every time you do damage to them. So that alone might already be a little bit alarming, but let's see what else happens. Okay, phase 2, my boy got the tentacle arms. Kind of scary. Look at that. That's freaky. Freaky in like a scary way, and freaky in like don't touch me sus sort of way, P Diddy sort of way. Kind of does crazy damage for expert mode. 60 a hit in expert mode pre King Slime boss, like what? But yeah, I think we've seen what we need to see with this dude. Damn, the arms get long. What is that big bubble? But let's get my boy up out of here. That's the first boss, as you can tell right away. The damage does not seem very fair. Hold up, legendary weapon? What does this do? What does this magical thing do? Go ahead, show me. Destroys nearby enemy projectiles. After blocking the projectile, your next strike will deal more damage. Dang, you guys remember the day when Terraria had legendary weapons? That was my favorite type of era of weapons. I kind of wish they still existed. I think the Calamity mod removed their legendary weapons, so the only thing we have to hope for is like Juice mod, and when the full 1.4 update comes out. The next boss is called the Colossus, and it is post-eye pre-eater. So let's see what's popping with my boy. I'm expecting a giant granite colossus, plain and simple. Oh, there he is. That's literally just a bigger version of the granite golem. Hold up, granite head? What's the granite about to give me? I can't even hurt that. Whatever that is, I can't hurt. So my boy's got the little laser attacks he's shooting out, and that's about it. He kind of looks goofy. He kind of looks like, you know, Scooby-Doo when they like run in place, like goofy ass cartoon running. That's kind of what he's moving like. Let's hop out of God mode though, because I want to see what else this dude does. Does that granite head hurt us? Oh my god, 59 damage. Am I wearing something that makes me take more damage? These damage numbers are kind of insane for pre-hard mode bosses. Let's keep doing more damage though, because I'm trying to see some more attacks. Is this all this dude does? Even the first boss had different attacks. Okay, he spawned in, you know, granite golem, smaller version of himself. Is that actually it? Like, there's no way, right? He spawned in enemies, that's about it. Which is a common theme with bad Terraria mods. Is that just an ice slime but granite version? Terrible. This boss is ass. This might be worse than majority of the Tremor bosses, because this dude literally does nothing. So get him up out of here. The next boss is called Evil Blob. Great name, right? Let's bring it in. You can spawn it anywhere, and this is also pre-Eye Cthulhu brain area. Oh my god, this thing is terrible. This is looking like another King Slime variant, maybe Queen Slime variant more like, because it spawns in way more enemies, and then the enemies that spawn projectiles. Hold up, the Queen Slime AI might not be as original as we think. Enemy spammer that moves around like the King Slime and then flies flies later on. Does this thing fly later? We're about to find out. This is insane though. Look at just how many enemies are raining in. There's already like 8 billion enemies here. How is there more still raining in? There's no cap. But this seems like another boss where this is literally all it does. Just spawning in enemies 24/7. No phase 2. It's not even spawning in the flying ones anymore. This one is more ass than the Granite Golem, because at least the Granite Golem had an attack on top of summoning stuff. This thing just sucks. Like, it is literally the King Slime, but way more spamming. We got a desert boss up next, and guess what it is? We're about to see. It's a desert bird. We've never seen that before. Damn! These attacks hurt. That was like 80, I think, an attack hit me with. So it's a desert bird, and he's holding on to bombs. Doesn't really look much like an emperor. I don't know where they got emperor from. And then he's got the little tornadoes on the side. He spawns in enemies. Of course, something just hit me for 176 pre-hard mode. 176 damage. Let me put on an armor set that you would probably have pre-hard mode, right? You would have like maybe if you're doing a mage playthrough, you got the ancient cobalt stuff. Let's see the damage resistance here. 60, 63. Pre-hard mode boss, by the way. At least this dude has a decent amount of attacks. He's got the tornadoes. He's dropping the little bombs on you. And then he spawns in some enemies here and there, if we consider that an attack. So at least he has the most varied attacks. He might be at the top of the list, which isn't a hard list to get on top of for best bosses from this mod. And of course, there's not really any boss progression. Like, the boss doesn't even get faster the less health it has. This is the whole fight. Through and through, it just does the same attacks. As we can see though, as we're getting through the bosses from this mod, dude, I might have Tremor better than this. Some of the Tremor bosses are making these bosses look like straight doo-doo ass. We have a pre-Wall of Flesh fight, and it's in the jungle. I'm kind of interested. It's called the Mind Flayer. What could it be? What is it? It's just the Brain of Cthulhu, but green. That dude is off the screen too. Look at this boss fight. What am I fighting? I'm fully zoomed out. What am I fighting? Did he despawn? Maybe it's a nighttime thing. For 1.3 era of boss, like, or sprites, is not that bad. Okay, Mind Flayer, are you gonna stay here? Maybe it's because I wasn't in the underground. There we go. Now he's actually staying here. He's got a dash attack. He spawns in enemies, and then we saw that he shoots stingers here and there. Is that about it? It looks like that's about it, but honestly, 3 attacks is kind of like a record for this mod. That looks like where it caps out at. Now I'm hoping as we head into hard mode though, we see a lot more. Okay, that's what I'm actually hoping to see. This boss, again, it might be up there with the Desert Emperor, because at least it has a decent amount of variation. Not a lot, and it's not very good variation. Oh, phase 2. Hold up, he might be on top. He might be on top. So now he's got like that Skeletron AI where he kind of like is tracking you down. He goes invisible and then teleports. It's kind of okay. Hold up, the Mind Flayer might be the best. He looks kind of cool for him being a brain resprite. Pretty much, he does look kind of cool. I like the greens. Reminds me of, like, I don't know, what's that thing called from Resident Evil, the Hunter. But there we go. The gore looked really weird. Did you see that? Hold up, bring bro back in. Look when we kill him. Look at the gore. Like, it's scary looking. It kind of looks like Cthulhu, like, for real. I guess Mind Flayer makes sense. First hard mode boss fresh out of beating the Wall of Flesh. Master of Possession, a sick name. It says I can just fight it anywhere. Okay, flying projectiles. I'm hating it so far. Where's bro at? He's to the left. What the? This is the boss? Little bro? He's the same height as me. He's a little tiny. At least the lunatic cultist being the same height is like intimidating with the crazy powers. This dude just got flying weapons. I mean, it's a different idea. I've never seen an idea like this. Is it cool? Not really. If I was thinking like Master of Possession, I'm thinking about like a puppet master, you know? Like a dude in the background sort of like controlling us like a puppet, or controlling the weapons or whatever he brings in like a puppet. That's what I'm thinking of when I'm thinking Master of Possession. This dude, he's not the greatest boss. This is literally the whole entire fight, as we've seen with this whole entire mod having very lackluster fights. But I mean, at least it's something I've never seen before. All right, the gap between bosses is pretty big because we get post Wall of Flesh, post Mex, post Plantera right before the Golem, and we're fighting Sludge Heart. Let's bring in Sludge Heart. What you looking like? It is just a King Slime. Giant slime bosses. This is up there with giant worm, or just worm bosses, not giant worms. I've seen it enough. I don't want to see any more slime bosses unless they're really cool. Something like Astra Geldin, you know? This ain't what I'm trying to see. Like, bro doesn't even have a health bar. Okay, hold up. He moving. What the? He's got like that lock-on Skeletron AI. What's in him? That's actually a heart. Okay, Sludge Heart. That makes sense. He doesn't really do too much. Oh, invincible. Doesn't take damage here. Does he get Mimic AI? I think he has Mimic AI. That's what this looks like. I'm pretty sure that's exactly what it is. So as you can see, the mod developers tried their hardest when they got here. Is that the whole entire fight? Oh, he breaks into little tinier ones. One of them has a heart, one doesn't. Okay, at least that's different. This is like fighting, what's his name from Binding of Isaac? Pride? That's the one that breaks into the little tiny ones. I wish the regular size slimes broke into even tinier ones. Then I would low-key give this a pass. So what happens if we take it all out? Oh, he turns into the slime god. You know, the part that floats around during the slime god calamity fight? That's about it though. No projectiles. He just hovers around. There we go. Pre-golem boss fight. Very exciting. This is the final boss from the mod. I expect a lot from it. It is pre-Betsy Duke Cultist. So let's get it. It is called the Ancient, I think. Boom. What even is, bro? It's a giant worm boss. Who would have thought? Who would have thought the final boss from Exodus would be a worm boss? They committed the worst two scenes you can with modded Terraria content. Terrible worm boss and then terrible king slime boss. Hate to see it. This dude is literally just spamming. Do I dare hop out of God mode? Let's hop out of God mode. Let's see. Hit me. Hit me. 100 a shot. Okay, makes sense. I guess you're sort of at the end of the game, and I am in expert mode. But yeah, this is obviously the whole entire fight. He just moves around like the destroyer and then shoots lasers. There's nothing else. There is literally nothing else. Oh, wait. Phase 2? Hold up, I take it back. He's trying to earn the title for the best boss from this mod, which is not a hard title to gain. Literally turns into the crusty ass Desert Scourge. Remember when the Desert Scourge was crusty as fuck? And then there's a gold version called Osiris. This is a little interesting. It's still just like a spam festival. And then it says Ancient Curse, come to me. Hey, yo. I do notice you kind of get sucked into him. Maybe this dude got relations to Diddy. A little bit freaky of a boss, but let's do some damage here. I'm using the Terrarian and he's doing no damage because look at the health. Is that 1,000,000? Oh my god, that's crazy. Ooh, 1,000,000? Hold up, bro died. What happened? Okay, he dropped his treasure bag. So it's 2 separate bosses. Do I get like 2 separate bags of loot? Because that wouldn't be that bad. Nope. And that was the final boss from the Exodus mod. As we can see, the effort that this mod has gone through to make bosses, 0. Maybe they put like 5% of effort if I were to be nice. Now though, I can see why people don't like this mod. People say it's worse than Tremor. Because with Tremor, I don't know. I could give Tremor a little leeway. There's things and ideas there. The thing with Tremor is it was a respectable mod before it had that one update. The thing with Exodus, I don't know if it was ever respectable. I've had it in mod packs in the past and I never really noticed anything because I wasn't really looking to notice how bad it was. I just kind of had it as an extra content mod. But now looking through it like this, and it's like, bro, this shit's ass. Let's breeze through a couple little things real quick. They do have an actual new biome. Doesn't even show up on the map. That's how good it is. It's like a weird, what is this? Limestone. Why do a lot of Terraria mods always make limestone biome? And then let's look at the enemies. I don't hate the enemies. Again, I don't hate the sprites from this mod. They're great for 1.3 era. They may not be like amazing, but they're fine. I got no complaints there. But who knows? Are these sprites stolen? Who knows? You never know with modded Terraria. This seems to be a thing that happens a lot. But yeah, a lot of enemies, which I can get behind. A lot of enemies. You know, I'm a sucker for mods that add in a bunch of enemies. Even with Tremor, it added in a bunch of enemies. Hold up, exploding snowman? Hold up, it added the exploding snowman. It's kind of cool. That's that one enemy that Relogic was gonna add themselves, but then it just never happened. It is kind of cool that they got more event enemies. Look at this: heavy goblin, goblin crossbower, goblin bomber. Can't forget the goblin bomber. And then there's more snow legion enemies. Hold up, they're trying to go after my heart. They know I love mods that add in more snow legion enemies. We got some skeleton enemies. I'm assuming you probably find those in the dungeon. The enemies aren't terrible. Some of them are just like a bunch of resprites, but the ones that aren't resprites and hopefully that are, you know, actually not stolen from anywhere, they look fine. No problem here. Good job, Exodus, I guess. Maybe. Doesn't this enemy already exist in the game? Angry Cloud. It's just a lighter Nimbus. This little enemy right here might make up for a majority of the mod. Like, look at this. Deepling, fire enemy. Yeah, let's go ahead, breeze through some of the items and stuff from the mod. It actually has an insane amount of items. Maybe it's just the banners that take up a lot of space. I don't know, but actually no, there is an insane amount of stuff. Let's see some of the weapons. What do we got here? Avenger. It's just a pistol. Okay. Corrupt Swarm. Okay. Not terrible. Weapons are not terrible. They might be better than Tremor. Tumorous Spitter. Okay. fairly basic. Again, 1.3. Things are bound to be basic. There wasn't too many like innovative 1.3 Terraria weapon mods. Give me some more though. Let me just sort by specifically weapons and let me get like some of the best ones. Quadro Fury. It's just all the flails in one. I kind of like it. What else you got? Gamma. It's just a Terrarian, but purple projectiles. Soulasm. Just a Throng weapon. Okay, it does a little bit extra, though. A little fire. Ray gun. Can't go wrong with ray guns. Okay, minus points. It's literally just, you know, a weapon that already exists in Terraria, and it doesn't make the ray gun noise. That's the one thing they kind of got points for. Angel Scythe. That thing's ass. Okay, the weapons get like an out of 10, because there's some in here that don't look too bad, but then it's nothing like blowing my socks off or anything. There's nothing in here that's like, oh my god, that's sick. Let's see. Last handful of weapons. Can you make me happy? No, this is literally the same weapon as this. What about these boulders? Slow ass boulder weapon. What about Flower of Death? This exists in Terraria. So the weapons get an out of 10. I don't know. What do you guys think in the comments about this mod? Do you hate it more than Tremor? Is it worse than Tremor? I think it is slightly worse than Tremor, but it's definitely not like super terrible. Like, I don't hate it. I don't know any of the history behind it like I do with Tremor, and you know how Tremor stole sprites, coding, AI, all that shit. So somebody in the comments is probably gonna have to bring me up to date with any Exodus behind the scenes stuff, because I never kept track of that, because maybe there's some scumbag shit going on behind the scenes like Tremor. Hold up, these are the Tremor weapons. This is the Tremor Alchemist class. But yeah, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell to keep up with videos a part of this worst Terraria mod series. There's a couple of other mods people told me was also very bad / worse than Tremor, so we're gonna keep this little mini series going and check those out too. But that doesn't mean don't leave comments also about mods that you think are terrible. Also, make sure to check out the second channel, Game Raiders Live. That's where I post all my live streams that you guys miss, so make sure to go over there and drop a sub to that. I'll be seeing y'all in the next video. Have a good one.